So this is about enabling teachers to build high-quality GeoGebra apps or applets, whichever word you prefer. My name is Jonas Hall. My username is the Mad Mathematician, though now you see my name rather than my username. And I represent the Swedish GeoGebra Institute. So this really started with the Swedish National Encyclopedia, who was first commissioned and born in 1986. It was digitized in 2000, and they revamped the website in 2014. And in 2015, they decided to go into textbook publishing, and not doing it like over time, but saying that within 2 years we will have all subjects, all courses, and they will not be printed, they will only be digital. So in the mathematics books, they wanted rich GeoGebra integration, which, as far as I know, was the first example of that kind, of that size anyway. And the Swedish GeoGebra Institute members were individually picked up from all over the country, and we've sort of found ourselves at the desk looking at each other, joining in to do this. And there is, of course, a trade-off working for the dark side. It's not free for the end user. It's logged in at their website, but they also do pay the commercial license fees, which supports the central organization. And it did actually, the idea is that we still have some way to go, but the idea is that we will have a complete set of tasks for the Swedish curriculum, year 7 to 12, that would not have been made otherwise. And building these applets, we found ourselves sort of doing stuff on a higher level than what we were used to. We had to have templates. We had to make sure that things looked the same. We had to decide what colors to use, what size, what structure, what size texts do we use in all of the apps that we did. We had to have a workflow where someone would look at things, decide what to be done, then someone would do it, then it would be tested, etc. This was, of course, in conjunction with text, images, and video on their website. The GeoGebra apps were embedded on their website together with more open exploration type apps as well. And we did screencasts as well, of course. We're going to have a quick look at some of these apps just to give you the feel of what they looked like. So here's one. It's exploring what Archimedes did by taking a circle and making polygons inside it and outside it, and calculating the circumference. And you'll notice that that slider does funny things. Goes from 5, 6, 12, 24, 48, 96. Here's similar one, or a different one, whatever you want. These sliders, you set color codes, first in decimal and then in hexadecimal, and you show the calculation and you show the color. So this is how to get used to calculating with hexadecimal numbers for a start. And though I can't really say that hypercubes are in the Swedish curriculum, we decided we should have one. So if you've not seen rotating hypercubes before, this is pretty neat. And of course you can, there are 8 cubes which are the borders of this hypercube, and you can get rid of them in pairs, just showing some of them, how they, you know. So I didn't do these. These were done by our master and commander, Malin Christensen. But that's the sort of general feel that we wanted to have them. And then I sort of thought, you know, okay, this was all good. We've learned some stuff. We learned that big projects require good organization. We learned that templates is the way to go. We needed to focus on what level audience we were looking at. If it was year 7 or year 12, it would be quite different. But we learned that we learned a lot by doing this. And then came the idea of building a builder's handbook, putting all of this experience into one place where other people could benefit from it. So while you're reading through that list, I just felt that, you know, it is a little bit like magic. You do things that the user don't really know how it's done. It's just effective. It gets the idea across. And I find that a lot of teachers want to use ready-made materials, partly because they don't know how to build it themselves. But there are not enough builders. We need to educate the builders. So I'm going to make a little raise your hand here. How many of you can feel that you are actually confident doing all of that? Hands up. Okay, so not even here at the global gathering, I don't even get 50%. Okay, how many feel that you would like to learn some of that? Hands up. Okay, so I think there is a need to get this done. So if you went into the group, which the code of which has been hanging up there for a while, you will find the GeoGebra Builder's Handbook. This is a skeleton, as you have probably been disappointed to see. No, I haven't done it all yet. I'm counting on you because some of you were actually confident with some of that stuff, right? And I don't know all of it. There are many things I don't know. But I'm hoping that together we can get stuff in here. So what have I done here? I have, okay, I put some introduction. I've put the whys here. I also put a picture of the birthday cake my wife made to me this year. Some contact information and some advertising for my book, of which there's a copy in the demo room. And then the important stuff, how do you add materials here? How do you use the templates that I have provided? And why do I have a picture of my black cat here? Because it's magic. And I made a template. This is what I envisioned it to look like. This is with comments all over it, and this one is a version. And I'm hoping that Mike or someone can tell me why this particular page always jumps down to where it says introduction and skips the top bit every single time I open it. This is very interesting. Have I used some magic hashtag or something that does that? I don't know.
Is it loading to the top of the What's your browser?
The Chrome. Anyway, not important, but this is the template without the comments. So typically I would guess that you'd have an introduction to say, right, here's a trick that I know, and this is what it is. And then you have a construction showing this trick. In this particular case, the trick is that these are two independent points, and if I drag one of them, the other one goes with it, and if I drag the other, the first one goes with it. It doesn't look like anything useful, but it's a trick. And there's a little section of when to use this, and of course there's if you make only one of the points connected to the others, you can have a slope, a linear slope, and you can have 2 points, one of which moves both so that the slope is not changed. The other one will only move itself so that the intersects with the y-axis doesn't change. And how do you do this? So what are the key elements? Well, there are 2 points, and then there are 2 scripts for each point. Okay, here's a screencast of how I do it. And here's an example which is slightly different from the top example, actually showing that particular thing that I just mentioned. So that's the idea, that I'd like to have it like that. But obviously there are probably lots of stuff that don't fit into that. That was quick, 2 minutes. From 5 to 3 in 30 seconds. There's also, of course, a little template file that you could download to get the right size of things. But probably you already have a lot of stuff, and, well, just chuck it in. This book is open for editing for everyone who joins the group. So please don't delete things. I will try and back up stuff now and then, but I'm just giving this out as an open scratch pad for everyone to put in stuff with. I will, of course, not sit idle. I will try to do like 1 a week. This will probably work for the first 10 weeks, and then I will have to start marking tests or something and go into that little bubble for a while. But I'm hoping to do 20, 30 over a year or something. But if 10 of you can do 5 each over a year, we have another 50. One of you does 20, that's another 20. If 100 of you, yeah. If 100 of you do 1, that's another 100. So I'm hoping that this will be a start to something that you will be proud to present to other people in your country, saying, you want to level up? Here is the book to do it. So, thank you.